Hi there, my name is Dickson. I'm an award-winning and multilingual tutor at the Profs, having graduated from the LSE. I specialize in subject tutoring in economics, maths, and Mandarin for GCSE and A-levels, as well as the 11+, 13+, 16+ ISEB and Cat4 entrance exams for the most competitive UK independent and grammar school admissions. Students that I have tutored have gained entry to are currently studying in top UK schools such as King's Wimbledon, St Paul's, Dulwich College, Wickham Abbey, Cheltenham Ladies College, etc. Additionally, I've supported my tutees through the admission process at the global elite institutions like the LSE, Oxbridge, UCL, King's College London, etc. As a result, 9 in 10 of my tutees successfully gained entries into the top 2 choices of university. Academically, 92% of my A-level students achieve at least a grade B or higher, with 71% achieving A stars and A's. And I boast a 91% success rate when it comes to my GCSE students achieving at least a grade 6. And today, let's talk about how to prepare effective revision notes. So we've all been there, surrounded by highlighters, half-finished notebooks, and an ever-growing pile of flashcards, and yet not seemingly be learning anything. Revision can feel overwhelming, especially when exams are approaching and the pressure starts to build. But here's the deal. It's not really about how many hours you spend studying, it's more about how effectively you prepare your revision notes. Because good revision notes need to be simple, structured, and designed to make complex topics feel manageable. Whether you're revising for your GCSEs, A-levels, university finals, the right note-taking strategy can make all the difference. It can boost your confidence, sharpen your understanding, and help you recall information with ease when it really counts. So, if you're ready to revise smarter, not just harder, here are 5 tips on how to prepare effective revision notes. Tip number 1, make a revision plan. A good revision plan gives you direction and structure. Without it, you're like a traveler setting off without a map. You might move around a lot, but you won't necessarily get anywhere. So begin by identifying all the topics and units that you need to cover. Use your syllabus or course specification as a checklist. Then, break your revision into smaller, manageable sections and set clear goals. For example, if you're preparing for A-level economics, your plan might be like, Week 1, microeconomics, elasticity, market structure, market failure. Week 2, macroeconomics, inflation, fiscal policy, economic growth. Week 3, practice papers and write essay plans. Then, create a realistic timetable. Use a physical planner, a wall chart, an app, whatever works for you. Schedule for shorter focus sessions like 45 minutes to an hour instead of long, exhausting marathons. Use online tools like Google Calendar to stay organized. And don't forget to include rest days or lighter review sessions as you don't want to burn out before the actual exams. So remember, a clear plan doesn't just prevent last-minute panic, but also give you a sense of progress every time you take something off. The more organized your revision plan, the more effective your notes, and the more effective your notes, the stronger your exam performance. Tip number 2, collate your class and lecture notes. Now, the next step is to gather your materials. So your class notes, lecture slides, handouts, teacher feedback, everything that you've received. Your teacher or your lecturer has already filtered through thousands of pages of theory and research to give you exactly what you need to know. So there's no need to reinvent the wheel here. At this stage, it's about building your foundation. Too many students jump straight into rewriting without checking what they already have. But your class notes are your best starting point. They reflect what your teacher or lecturer emphasize, which usually align closely with what will appear in the exam. So collect everything. If your notes are scattered across notebooks, folders, laptop, bring them together in one place. Organize them by topic or module. If you're working digitally, use Google Drive, OneNote to create a structured folder system. Color code the subjects, pin the key files, and label the documents by topic. For example, a clear layout could be like economics, macroeconomics, inflation, fiscal policy, GDP. Once you gather everything, it's easier to tidy up your notes. Now, to do that, go through them line by line and highlight the essential, key definitions, theories, formulas, examples. Cross out the clutter. If a diagram is messy, redraw it neatly. If you've missed something important in class, fill in the gaps using your textbook or trusted online sources. Once you've done that, you have yourself one clean and consolidated document that you can rely on going forward. Tip number 3, add your own notes. Now, once the basic notes are organized, it's now time to go deeper. Adding your own notes from textbooks, articles, trusted online resources will give you revision depth and more context. Start by identifying the key topics in your syllabus. Read each section actively and ask questions like, do I really understand this concept? Can I explain it in my own words? How does this fit with what I've learned in lectures? Then, review the relevant chapters in your main textbooks. Summarize the key definitions, the diagrams, and the arguments, but don't copy it word for word. Instead, rephrase the ideas in your own words. Like, for example, if the textbooks say, fiscal policy is the use of government spending and taxation to influence the economy, your note could instead be writing, government can change spending and taxation level to manage economic activity, like increasing spending during recession or to cut spending during boom. The process of rewording forces your brain to process rather than just memorize. You can also include some short quotes, case studies, real-world examples to strengthen your understanding. For instance, if you're revising inflation, why don't you include some examples like the UK's 1970s inflation crisis or the post-COVID pandemic price surges? Real-world context can make the abstract concepts stick. If you're at the university level, go one step further, read more research papers, lecture readings, economic reports. These sources will give you insight and, hey, could even upgrade your 2-1 to a first. So the key here is balance. Add enough information to enrich your notes, but not so much that you get drowned in the details. By layering your lecture notes with your own insights, you turn passive knowledge into active understanding, which is where the true learning happens. Tip number 4, summarize. Once you've gathered and expanded your notes, your next challenge is to summarize them. Start by reviewing your compiled notes and ask the key question. If I had to explain this topic to somebody in 2 minutes, what would I say? That question forces you to focus on the core ideas, the theories, the definitions, the formulas, the examples that form the backbone of the subject. I recommend you try the funnel technique. Think of this stage as a funnel. At the top, you have everything: lectures, textbooks, readings, examples. In the middle, you extract the key themes and the recurring patterns. And at the very bottom, you end up with one concise, focused summary that's perfect for just a quick revision. For instance, if you're revising, let's say, market failure, your full notes might have dozens of pages, but a strong summary might look like this. Market failure key points. Number 1, it occurs when the market outcomes are inefficient. The main causes are externalities, public goods, monopoly power, or information failure. It has negative externality like pollution, where the polluters don't bear the full social cost. And finally, there are government solutions like taxes, subsidies, regulation, property rights, etc. I also recommend you try drawing some mind maps, some flowcharts, or even timeline to summarize the historical topics. Like the act of creating visual forces your brain to organize information, which ultimately improves retention rate. But beware, summarizing is not the same for everybody because it depends on how you learn. You have visual learners who might prefer the mind maps and the flowcharts by linking concepts with arrows and colors and all that. You have kinesthetic learners who might use their hands to write bullet points or create flashcards for shorter Q&A prompts. And you got auditory learners who maybe record themselves explain the topic out loud or to teach somebody else. So I recommend you experiment until you find what feels natural to you, because the right format is going to help your summaries stick better. Tip number 5, condensing. Now, condensing is not just shrinking the text, it's also the art of distilling the complexity into clarity. It's where you separate what is essential from what is extra. You turn pages of mass information into one crystal clear page of understanding. So this might mean revisiting your notes again and again, but not for the rewriting, but just simply to sharpen, to simplify, and to solidify. Every time you review your notes, you understand them just a little bit better, and use that growing understanding to make them shorter, smarter, and more focused. Like in your first round, your notes might have filled several pages. By the 3rd or 4th review, you might be able to fit all the key ideas on one single sheet. And that's your goal, to compress complex topics into concise summaries that you can review in minutes. It's not just for efficiency purposes, it's also about mastery. Because each time you condense, you force your brain to prioritize what truly matters. And that's how information moves from short-term memory into long-term memory. Try creating what I call final note sheet or cheat sheet for each topic. A cheat sheet is one page of key formulas, definition, and ideas. By the time the exam arrives, these will be your go-to resources for a quick revision. And that's really it. One small page, but packed with your own understanding. You can read it before bedtime, on the bus, 5 minutes before the exam, and still immediately be able to recall the entire structure of the topic. So to summarize, let's recap the 5 key steps of preparing effective revision notes. Number 1, make a revision plan. So this is where you structure your study before you start your revision. Collate your class notes. This is the foundation where it matters the most. 3, add your own notes. So this will deepen your understanding through additional reading. Summarize everything. That's where you simplify complex ideas into concise, memorable bullet points. And condensation, that's refining and shortening your notes until it becomes second nature. So revision doesn't need to feel overwhelming. With the right structure, a clear plan, and focused efforts, your notes can become a powerful study tool and a reflection of how far you've come and how ready you are to succeed. If you found this video to be useful, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel where we'll give tutors like you the insider knowledge you need to get ahead and helping you get the best grades possible. Together, we will help you thrive to reach your academic and admission goals. So if you would like to improve your academic performance and achieve admission success, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me or with our team of professionals. The contact information is on your screen right now. I'm Dickson Wong from the Profs. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the very best of luck with your study.